once you have awareness, you can heal something, because you're not going to be able to get past that point without acknowledging what you need to heal, you know? So once you have the information you need to heal it, you won't be able to function at a capacity lower than what you know is best for you, right?
Oh, she's snapping.
Yes, ma'am. I was like, yes. If we can be more aware, if we can start using that word more, if we could be more mindful, if we could pay attention more, you know, that would be a great way to, you know, resolve a lot of the issues that we have in the Black community, you know.
Absolutely. Oh, sorry about that.
No worries. Out of your control, you know.
Absolutely. Let me do a recap, because it's definitely going on YouTube, and I want everybody to kind of catch what we were talking about before we got cut out. We were talking about some of your successes and failures that you said in your challenges too, and you created that nonprofit, and you went through a development period while creating that. And that leads me into my next kind of topic of discussion, because you don't just have this nonprofit, but you're also the creative Conscious Combo, and you're CEO of Sexy Size Up Boutique and Bfaced Cosmetics. So you have some other businesses. So do you think that creating these other businesses kind of stem from your wanting to build that nonprofit at first, and then just kind of filling out the business scene as an entrepreneur?
Well, it's kind of funny because, you know, Sexy Size Up Boutique has plus size apparel. Mm-hmm. It has handbags. We're getting shoes. We're about to get a storefront, and then we have the cruelty-free cosmetics. So I never in a million years thought I would get into fashion. Never. When I tell you never, I was not the fashionable one in high school, middle school, none of that, you know? But as I started to evolve and grow into myself, my self-worth also started to bloom. Mm-hmm. So I said, I want to not just feel good, I want to look good as well. Mm-hmm. So I feel like there is like a shortage in good plus size clothing vendors for good prices. You go to certain stores and you're not able to find the correct size that you need for what you want. You know, it says it's a 3X, but it fit like a 1X. Right. I got tired of that quick. And I guess being here in the Midwest is different for me because in New York, you have access to so many stores, you know, so you got options. But here I see a shortage on stores that cater to plus size women, you know? So that's what really led me to start it. I said, why don't I be the one to create the clothes and wear them? And, you know, so, but it's definitely to empower women and build up the self-esteem in women, because you see a lot of curvy bodies being embraced. You see a lot of, you know, flat stomachs and big booties being embraced, even in the plus size communities, you know? So I want to change the narrative to be like, hey, plus size is not just that, you know? Right. I'm plus, but I don't have a curvy body, you know? I have big boobs, you know, my legs are a little bit smaller, my butt is smaller, you know? Like, it kind of sucks. It kind of sucks even when you want to get inspiration about your body or clothes to wear for your body. Right. You don't see it as much because you see the curvy bodies being embraced. Yeah. So that's what led me to start it. And I believe, I want to say it all is, I'm kind of just going with the flow of what the universe puts in my heart, you know, what, you know, the Most High puts in me. But I definitely do plan on getting back to a place where the nonprofit is up and running, you know.
I think it makes sense to start businesses that you're passionate about. And you definitely have a connection to all of these businesses that you started. I think that is very true what they say, you know, if you do what you love, then you never have to work a day in your life, you know. It's still a hustle, but I wouldn't call it work because it's something that you love doing. Does that make sense?
Exactly.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that you don't get tired every now and again of doing it, but it's
It's
something
not
about
easy.
doing what you love that still pushes you. It's not easy, right? It's not easy.
You scrappy
Let's see.
unicorn.
Yes. Hey. She says love her hair color, and yes, she's right about the shortage of plus size clothing options. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm a plus size girl too, and it's hard to find some stuff. It's really
It's
hard.
not.
Yeah.
We and then as far as Bfaced cosmetics go, it's cruelty free, and I try to take anything I do and make it coincide with my life, how I want to live my life. So the reason why it's cruelty free is because eventually I want to be a full blown out vegan. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So why don't I start now with skin products? Why don't I start now doing wearing stuff that might be not harming the world,
Yeah. Right.
So, products on my face that don't cause me acne or, just don't break my skin out or flush me out or whatever at the end of the day. So that goes in because right now I want to say, I don't want to say I'm vegan, but 50% of the time I practice it. But my goal is to become that fully, so by doing little things in my life that all pinpoint towards that, I feel like that's giving the universe, telling the universe, this is what I want in my life. This is how I want to live my life. So that's how.
Love that you said that. Just little things, the little
Yeah.
things. People, I don't know if we really grasp that concept that it's the little things that add up. They add up. Those pennies make a dollar eventually. Those pennies add up.
Absolutely.
If you can do something that'll benefit you in any type of way, add that to your list of intentions and keep adding to that list. Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. Let's talk about a little bit of your development in education. In what ways do you feel like you've grown since you started all of these businesses? And if you can give me like a time frame of how long these businesses have been around so I can have more of a perspective of your development.
Absolutely. So Bfaced Cosmetics was actually just launched this January of this year. Sexy Size Up Boutique started in about July, August. So we're moving into a storefront. I imagine you can see that we're making progress,
Absolutely.
So
That's great. Congratulations.
I'm also, thank you. I'm also a at-home mom. So I have my son, who's 2, we potty training, we doing new things. He's growing on new levels. So for me, it's just like, it has helped me get some sort of routine in my life as well. More discipline. And I realized about myself that in the past, I used to give up a lot. So sticking to what it is, especially with speaking, I used to feel like, ooh, nobody's gonna want to listen to me because I'm not even 30 yet. I'll be 30 in May. But I have a lot of knowledge, because these are things that I've introduced myself to. So for me, it's just like sticking to it, being disciplined and not giving up as easy as I used to in the past. It's just as simple as that. That's what I'm showing myself, I'm learning more about the intricacy of health, about my colon, about, a lot of other things.
Did you learn that from talking to someone on the Conscious Conversations?
You know what? I didn't. I started back when I did a Young Men's Empowerment Seminar. I had a guest on. His name was Akil Ali L. He's with the Black community, and he was the first person that actually talked about eating and health and what we put in our bodies and how they are affected. So ever since he said that, ever since he started talking about that, it made me want to look more into my health and how what I'm eating, what I'm putting in my mouth is affecting my body. You know what I'm saying? you don't hear about that stuff. You don't know. You just think of family traditions.
Right.
We all eat soul food. We all do this. This is family tradition. And such and such got high blood pressure. Such and such got diabetes. But we never question how they got it. You know,
right.
How did you get it? It's the foods that we eat and that we keep eating. And that's why those issues occur. And what makes it traditional is if we keep on eating those same foods, you know, that we've been eating for so long, that our slave masters had us eating, you know. So
I agree.
Yeah.
You know, I had saw this mini documentary of this man who did vegan for just 30 days. Before he went vegan, he actually visited the doctor and he got some tests done, and it measured all of his nutrients in his body and all of his nutrient levels. And so it was great that he did that. So 30 days after, he goes back to the doctor and gets those same tests done, because I think that if you are going to start a diet, that's a good idea too, so you can see how it really is affecting your body, because you might need a certain different sources of nutrients that somebody else may not, you know. You have to know what's right for your body. So he actually went in after the 30 days and all of his nutrient levels were up. Even the iron, that was astounding, even shocking for the doctor, because he had not eaten meat, but his iron levels were up, you know? So I thought that was very, very interesting. I wouldn't try to force any diet on anybody, because, you know, I don't like when people like to tell me what I should and shouldn't eat. But those type of things where it's just like you can kind of look at it analytically and view your own personal individual statistics just to see what you should maybe put more or replace in your diet. I totally agree with that.
Right. And then I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Then I had to really focus on the trauma that I have. I had abandonment issues real bad, and it messes with my eating habits. So I would eat snacks. I'm just a snacker, you know what I'm saying? I eat snacks to feel comfort from food. And it's like, it really makes you can't, what it is that you can't get past to that stage of eating healthy if you don't address the trauma. You know, so if you're not acknowledging the trauma, you won't be able to get past that point, because obviously there's some stuck energy, you know. Yeah,
I agree. Definitely. I love that we're on here talking about health too, because that's definitely a part of building. You can't really build, that's your foundation, your own personal health, and that involves mental health as well. So I'm glad that you even brought up traumas, addressing those traumas. Yeah. Let's go into your day in the life. You know, as an entrepreneur, I love kind of being able to see the perspective of a fellow entrepreneur, their day-to-day basis. How do you wake up? Are you thankful when you wake up? What's your first thing that you grab when you're in the kitchen or you're getting ready to prepare for your day?
Now, I'm not one of them entrepreneurs who be like, yeah, I wake up at 5 a.m. and I go out and jog and do this. I'm not. I wake up when I want to wake up. I believe in being, you know, and I make sure I get what I need to get done in the day. Or I do something that's towards my business, because I know it takes time and it's all growth. Especially if I'm seeing results with what I've been doing, obviously it works for me, you know. So I feel like what's best is to do what works for you. But I'm not one of those entrepreneurs that wakes up at the crack of ass and hits the gym and do all of this. Like, no, I wake up, I thank God that I'm awake. I lay with my palm open. I say, what is it that you have for me today? You know, and whatever it is, it comes, it doesn't. If I feel like it's not coming and I notice some stagnant energy in my body, I take note of that, you know. And so after that, I just pretty much get up, you know, brush my teeth, deal with my son, you know, pretty much that. And then come in here into this little office here, try to do some marketing and promotion, because I'm one person right now doing everything. So right now I'm learning that I need help. You know,
Yeah.
I knew I always speak a team into existence, but I'm seeing I built my whole website from scratch. You know, I'm putting all the products up there. I'm taking all the pictures for myself, you know, and it's exhausting. So it's like, how about I give myself a break and start hiring people, make and have someone professional build my website, because sometimes you need somebody with an eye outside of yours to know, you know.
That is absolutely correct. I'm glad that you brought that up, because I think it's important for entrepreneurs that are beginning to know when is the right time to hire people. When you realize that, you know, there's opportunities coming in, but you don't have the time. Time is a very valuable resource. You don't have that time, then it's probably time for you to get some help. Brooke Chrisman just came into the chat, and she's actually on the Bliss Talk team. She's one of my team members that is also my personal assistant as well. And so I was just like super like frazzled, because I had homework, I had the Bliss Talks, I had all of this stuff going on, and I'm just like, how do other people do this? Like, how do they do this? And I'm like, oh, they hire someone, you know, they get those extra hands. And then I'm in business, in entrepreneurship. That's my major in school. And we had like a discussion board where it was talking about time and value, you know, and that value, to just have that second eye on everything, helping me keep stuff flowing. I mean, it's very valuable, because as an entrepreneur, you feel you're trying to hold on to all this money, but you need help. Like, how can you take advantage of other opportunities if you don't have the time? So that's something that I would definitely recommend to other entrepreneurs. Get yourself a personal assistant, you know? Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. What else?
And then like important to hire somebody too, I feel like, because then you're bringing somebody else onto the team. And this is a person learn from you, and you can help them grow as a person, and vice versa. So I like, give somebody else an opportunity and a chance when you can.
Absolutely. Me and Brooke talk about that all the time, about how we are growing this, you know, relationship that we have, this work relationship. And she's also a really good friend of mine too. But I mean, we've been able to develop new skills, because she posts all the Bliss Talk videos on YouTube. And guess what? That's a videography skill. Media director. Excuse me. She is the media director of Bliss Talk. And you know, that's a skill that she's been able to develop, and she's having a really good time with. So it's a win-win. It's a win-win situation.
Absolutely.
I just want to recap. We talked about successes and failures, challenges. We did a day in the life with you, just kind of waking up and thanking God that you're here, and then asking what's next, and, you know, being able to care for your son as well as be an entrepreneur as well. Let's see. I did have one more question for you. What are some keys and concepts that you've learned along the way? Like something that you was like, you had an aha moment, and you were just like, I need to share this, because I wish I'd known that a little bit sooner.
Oh, that's good. Do you mean just like in life in general, or?
In life in general.
Yeah, I would say the number one thing for me is always that awareness is healing. That's why we have conscious conversations every Wednesdays and Thursdays, and we have I have speakers on who talk about pretty much the same things that we're talking about, but we highlight the resources, the talent, and we give them, you know, just a platform to share their voice and whatever they feel like it. But I would say that awareness is healing. You know what I'm saying? Because once you have awareness, you can heal something, because you're not going to be able to get past that point without acknowledging what you need to heal, you know? So once you have the information you need to heal it, you won't be able to function at a capacity lower than what you know is best for you, right?
Oh, she's snapping.
Yes, ma'am. I was like, yes. If we can be more aware, if we can start using that word more, if we could be more mindful, if we could pay attention more, you know, that would be a great way to, you know, resolve a lot of the issues that we have in the Black community, you know.
Absolutely. I agree with that. I had to lead a discussion at work recently, and we were talking about the power of believing you can progress. It was actually a TED Talk that we were referencing. And the host of the TED Talk, she was actually an educator. And she said that she went to some state or another, and instead of telling the kids no if they failed, they told them not yet. And that just shifted the kids' mindset to where it wasn't like, no, I'm never going to get it, but I just don't have it right now, but I will, you know, in the future. And there was a statistics, like there was a study done on these children, and they went from being in the bottom of their, I guess, ranking in the district to being at the very top because they implemented this, you know, thing where it's like, not yet, you know, instead of giving somebody a failure thing. And I thought that was very, very interesting. I think that we need to work through those issues that we have, develop ourselves to a point that we can problem solve whatever is holding us back from that next step. You know, I think it was Albert Einstein that says, you know, people think I'm so smart, but actually I just stick longer with the problem. So don't give up on it. Just sharpen those problem solving skills and just get in there and see what needs to make a shift or change in order for you to meet that goal. Would you agree?
Absolutely. And when you talk about when we talk about awareness and it being healing, I don't mean that it happens right away. It's a process.
It is.
Process. The way the subconscious mind is set up, it's designed to protect you with all you knew, all you've ever known, and all, you know, so it's going to protect that information you already know, and kind of like keep you trying to stay away from new things.
Right.
But when you have awareness that this is how the mind, it's kind of like, is her name Joyce Myers with the Battlefield of the Mind book? It's kind of like that. She talks about how the mind is set up to basically protect our existence, like everything we know, everything that we've been holding on to for so long.
Wow.
The mind is designed to protect that. So it's really like being at war with your mind, you know, and things, implementing new ways to overcome those obstacles, the negative self-chatter, getting the people out your life who doubt you, you know, even all the way down to being, what is that word? When people just agree to anything. When people just agree to anything, passive aggressive.
Yeah.
I feel passive aggressive is something that needs to be talked about a lot more, because that's something that we are taught in the home. You know, we are taught to be passive aggressive. We're not usually taught how to set boundaries at a young age. So that's why you see a lot of the things happening that are happening, because we as 35-year-old, 40-year-old adults don't know how to set boundaries and know when it's time to say when, you know.
I read somewhere long ago that we were pretty much, the way we were raised and the way that we grew up was to always follow directions. We always had to follow, like it's an innate like nature to just, if somebody asks us to do something, we just do it. That's the first thing that comes to our mind. And I thought that was very interesting, because that means that really this whole time I felt like I was in control, but no, really, like if you really think about it, that is your first instinct, because you want to please people. You want to see other people happy. It doesn't come until later on in life where you're just like, I ain't doing that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's not something that's within that's outside of my boundaries, you know. So learning how to set boundaries is also a virtue. It's a very much a mature concept to implement, you know, when it's something that you just absolutely cannot do. And that goes along with getting to know yourself. Like you said, awareness. You have to know you and what you like. What does Angel like? What does Carmen like? You know?
And it's okay not what
yeah.
everybody is doing. I think that's big. There's something called I'm big into psychology. That's really what really jump started everything for me. I got into that office space and I did that network marketing. I really started diving and learning about the mind, because one of the books they had was Think and Grow Rich. That was the book for the company. And so you had to read that book. And once I read that book, you know, it's by Napoleon. If y'all have never read it,
please send it to me. When we get offline, send it to me. I love reading all the books.
Yeah. He got good stuff, you know. And it's something called negativity bias. Negativity bias states that the positive things that will come to you will always be met with the negative, and most times the negative will win, you know, because the mind is always focused on negative for some reason. So if we know this, then we can do better to say, okay, I know what my mind is on. Then we could be the louder voices in our heads, you know, be the directors of the path that we're going to take, you know, instead of the thoughts that are telling you you can't do this or you can't do that. And that's something I've been battling with too. But since I'm aware, it's like once I hear those negative thoughts come into my head, I'm like, yeah, that I'm going to do what I'm doing, and that's what I'm going to keep doing.
That's so true. A lot of the time, what I have to do for myself, if you know, knowing, just being aware that things may not go my way at any given point. So I have to decide, keyword, decide to do what I'm supposed to do anyway. You know, you might be real down like one day and just like be like, I don't want to work out. But if I already made a decision the day before, like even if I'm not feeling all right, I'm gonna go ahead and knock that workout for me, for my health, for my goals, you know, where I want to be at. Decide, you know, make that decision. This has been an amazing conversation, Angel. Thank you so much for joining me on Bliss Talk today. And for those of you who joined us on Bliss Talk today, you can find me at cbliss_pics or follow the Bliss Talk show. We're going to post some more clips up there of everybody's conversation so you guys can be motivated on a daily basis. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Brooke Crispin, who is in the room tonight, she works very hard to get those videos up there and they look amazing. You guys definitely go check it out. And before we leave out today, Angel, can you let us know how we can support you, Queen?
You can follow me on Instagram at Angel Inspires. My website, I have so many websites, but they are all on that page. At Sexy Size Up, at Bfaced Cosmetics. Help us build the followers, because we do need the following and the support, you know. So at Sexy Size Up Boutique, at Beat_Face_Cosmetics is where you can follow me. I'm on Facebook, Angel Swan again. You can request me. I don't care. I do have a YouTube channel. I'm working on converting a lot of the conscious conversations too. But again, I need help with that. So if you're willing to help, reach out to me. But yep, that's how you can follow me. Visit if you want to book me for speaking.
Uh-oh. We got frozen up here. So it sounded like she also does motivational speaking. So if you guys want to hire her as a motivational speaker for any event or a speaking event, you can also follow her there so that she can go ahead and hook you up with some good speaking Once again, thank you guys for joining us on the Bliss Talk tonight. And I will see you guys next Monday at 7 p.m. sharp. Okay.